Hey internet, so I got a new planner in the mail the other day and I thought it would be kind of cool to do a comparison between these two planner brands. So what we have over here is the planner that I have been using. I've touched on this in at least one video recently. This is my spek Touch Me in that word that I can't pronounce. I'm gonna try to say it, but I'm gonna let you know it kind of sounds like pussy. So it's like poussiere, or something like that. It's like a lovely cream color. It looks like cream of wheat. I don't know. I like it. I think it's nice. I do have the tobacco, or however that's pronounced, coming because they recently opened, I think they're calling it an outlet, but it's like the imperfect covers. And there are pictures of every imperfect cover so you can see what the issue is. So I did end up picking one of those up at a pretty decent discount. I'm excited to get that, but that is, I don't think it's shipped yet actually. In the meantime, I really like this. I have A6 rings in the VDS Touch Me Parm and the Sakura Matte Croco. Now this planner that I got in the mail on Thursday is the Moterm Personal Rings Planner in Blue Gray Croco. A lot of people say that the Moterm is like a dupe for a Giglio. I don't personally own a Giglio. Like VDS is about as bougie as I get and plan to get. We might pick up a Louis Vuitton someday, but like that shit's expensive. So I can't speak to that because I'm not familiar with their models, but I did see that it is fairly similar to the Touch Me model of spek. So I wanted to kind of touch on, you know, the differences. Obviously the price point of this is over $100. I know that the conversion rate changes because they do charge you in euros, I think. And then I think the tobacco that I bought was around $100. This was $50 on AliExpress and it took me 2 weeks to get here because I didn't pay for expedited shipping. I think the expedited shipping was somewhere around $20, and like honestly, I'll wait. That's my official stance on that. Like I'll wait for $20. It's not that big of a deal. So it did come fairly quickly. I think it took about 15 days. And I'm just going to show you the insides of both planners. Now I have switched my inserts over into this planner, so I just put I left this journaling card in here, but I put the fly leaf because I don't know how I feel about fly leaves yet. Like we're gonna keep it in here for now. And then these are the inserts that came with the Moterm. They're nice, you know, they're like not necessarily my thing. They're like an ivory paper, pretty basic diary insert, you know. I didn't buy the planner for the inserts, if I'm being honest. So let's walk you through the layout of the Moterm planner. Now I did find out, I have a Moterm pocket rings that I had gotten, God, months ago at this point. Like, I think I've had it probably since last September, somewhere around there. And I only thought that they had an Amazon storefront for like a really long time. But it turns out that they also have an AliExpress storefront, and they have a fairly active Facebook group where they tell you when they're putting the planners up on either Amazon or AliExpress. So you actually can like buy them when they're in stock, because they do go out of stock fairly quickly. The hype is there. I'm just gonna say that. They did have the blue Croco in stock when I looked, but they were sold out in a lot of the colors that were kind of like in this family, this kind of leather style, you know. So there's that to keep account of, but I think for the price, you know, it feels like a fairly luxe planner at a $50 price point, which is nice. I think it's a lot more polished to me than, say, like Filofax or Kikki, something else in that price range. So you do have the pocket on the front with the zipper, and I really like the zipper. It's like so tiny and cute. And then one little flap pocket over here, as well as one smaller pocket down here. You've got that secretarial flap over here, the big back pocket, as you do, and then in the back you have another secretarial flap over here and some card slots. Then you've got a pen loop that is elasticized. It turns out there's like a little bit of elastic. I wouldn't say that it's super stretchy, but there is some elastic there, so it's not like a rigid pen loop. And the clasp with one popper, which I don't think is a standard feature in any planner. I think you have to pay extra for double poppers in all those planners. It does have the square corners a la Giglio, which is like not my personal preference, but you know what? It's a $50 planner. Like we're letting it happen. So to compare to the Spek, now this is their Touch Me line, which is their ready to ship kind of like stock configuration. They're out of stock right now, but I think I heard that they're restocking potentially with new colors in September. It kind of rotates. So same idea, similar size clasp actually. I think the Croco is a little bit wider, but I like the proportions on both of them. The main difference with the VDS is that you've got 2 pen loops, 1 on each side, but other than that, you do have the same zipper pocket. I don't think I've ever opened that zipper, if I'm being honest. This flap pocket, I believe, yeah, and then this flat pocket. You'll see that, you know, the design is slightly different. This is very straight, parallel, perpendicular, whereas this is a little slant, but it's literally the same thing. Secretarial pocket. And then on the back, it is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you get one more card pocket on the Spek than you do the Moterm. Flap. Both of them have the big back pocket. I have a sticker kit in this one apparently. So overall they're like really similar planners. I mean, there's very, very minor differences design-wise, the squared corners, the slightly taller clasp, the pockets being on an angle, and that extra card pocket, but other than that, I mean, functionally they're about the same. The rings, I will say, these rings are much higher quality. I'm not sure they use Krause rings. Okay, so VDS uses Krause rings. They just, if you've never had a planner with Krause rings, the way they snap is just so nice. It's such like, it just feels very luxurious. I don't know if that's a way to describe rings, but it's true. These definitely have that more hollow clunk to them. I have to flip to like the middle of my planner because it's a little full, but there's that kind of, you know, clunkier feel, and then these can be removed with screws. So if you did want to upgrade the rings, change them out, it's a basic screw mechanism and not a Krause one. The Krause ones are also made to be interchangeable, but they're a little more expensive if you were to switch them out yourself. So, and then lastly, as far as actual dimensions are concerned, width-wise it does look like the Moterm is just a little bit slimmer, but I mean, we're talking like millimeters. You certainly can't put personal wide inserts in either of these. I think I've seen people putting Franklin Covey inserts, Covey? I'm like 0 for 3 on pronouncing things today. In this one, but I'm not sure about this one. But like I said, at the price point, this is great. It is, I believe, genuine leather. So, you know, it's not pleather, it is real leather. Obviously, Croco skin is a stamped cowhide because actual crocodile skin is like $8 million, but it's leather. So yeah, that was my comparison. I just, you know, having both these planners, looking at them, I'm like, I love my VDS. I would still buy VDSs without even thinking about it. Like, that's where we are on this particular planner brand. But I think for someone who might be dipping their toes into more expensive planners, different colors, all of that kind of thing, or just someone that likes to have a lot of covers so that they can switch them out as often as they please, this is a really good option. So if you are interested in them, I would definitely recommend joining their Facebook group. If you just search Moterm in Facebook, it's like the first thing to show up, because they do keep you up to date on releases. I do know that the releases can be kind of hectic. Things tend to sell out quickly. Very like flashbacks to like Foxy Fix 2016, if you know what I mean. 2016 or 2017? What is it? If you were there when Foxy Fix, you were like, you can only buy a Foxy on a Wednesday at like 9 a.m. Like, that's where we are with this. So definitely check that out. If anyone else has any questions, I will answer them in the comments, and that's it. Later.